was in Seattle, Washington a week ago. Sorry about that. A week ago Friday when Ann Feeney called me and said, is there any way that you could be in Terre Haute, Indiana next Saturday? And of course I said, why? And she said, well, there's this lovely group of people that I know, and I sing for them every year, and I can't be there this year. And I'd like you to replace me for that event if you can. So I send greetings from Ann Feeney. She wishes she could be here, and I'm very honored to stand in her shoes this evening.
I saw Joe Hill last night, alive as you and me. Says I'm Joe, you're 10 years dead. I never died, says he. I never died, says he.
Every last line of this song repeats. Please feel free to join in.
Salt Lake Joe, I says to him, standing by my bed, they framed you on a murder charge, says Joe, but I ain't dead, says Joe, but I ain't dead. Copper bosses killed you, Joe. Shot you, Joe, says I. Takes more than guns to kill a man, says Joe, I did not die. Says Joe, I did not die.
There you go. The song was written in 1930. The copyright was not until 1938. It was written in 1930. Robinson and Alfred Hayes. They'd written a lot of popular American songs and songs that ended up in New York shows. It was somewhat controversial that they applied their talents in such a public way to celebrate this hellraiser Joe Hill. But imagine that Joe Hill had only been killed 15 years ago. Imagine that this was a contemporary hero, not a historic one. It was a tough time, 1930. Hard times had fallen on a lot of people in the United States and around the world. The people that were supposed to steer the ship of finance had fallen asleep at the wheel. Does that sound at all familiar? Back when Joe was in prison, slated to be killed, a young woman from Wichita, Kansas came to see him, a young Elizabeth Gurley Flynn, one of the rabble-rousers and organizers for the Wobblies, the IWW, the Industrial Workers of the World. And she said to him, Joe, I don't know how we're going to go on without you. I don't know how this movement is going to survive without one of its great cultural leaders. Joe did two things. He wrote a song for her called The Rebel Girl. And then he said to her three words, three simple words. He said, don't mourn, organize. Standing there as big as life, smiling with his eyes, says Joe, what they could never kill went on to organize, went on to organize. Joe, you ain't dead, he says to me. Joe Hill ain't never died. Where workers stand up for their rights, Joe Hill is by their side. Joe Hill is
workers strike and organize, it's there you'll find Joe Hill. It's there you'll find Joe Hill.
I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night. Sing it with me.
I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night. I'm as you and me. Since I'm Joe, you're 10 years dead. I never died, says he. I never died, says he. Never died, says he.